All right, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about styles and semantics. Okay, so let's go to Google first, and let's open a new window. I'm going to bring that right here. I'm going to type in w3schools.com. I'm going to click on Learn HTML, and let's go right to HTML5 semantics. So this is semantic code. Okay, so the top part is header, nav, the body is section, article, and aside, and the bottom is footer. Now you can use other tags in here as well, and we're going to go over all these tags in this video. Okay, but I wanted to give you a visual of what I'm talking about. Now styles are a little bit different than this, only because they're referring to CSS. And the style tag gives you the ability to add CSS in the head tag. So I'm going to show you that right now. So I'm going to minimize this. Let me go into our file here, which we have right here. I'm going to return twice there. And let's go, I'm going to hit end and return there as well. What you could do is return a couple more times. If you type in the style tag right here and then you close that and then you do a left bracket and a backslash, you go in the middle, you hit return 2 more times, go to line 9, and what you can do is you can do I'll give you one example of CSS. So body, you do the left bracket, you hold shift and hit the left bracket, and it'll put both brackets there. Hit return, and let's type in background black. Control S to save that. Let's right click and open in the browser. And now you can see that our page is black. And all we did was we went into the head tag and we typed in body and then gave it a property of background with the color of black. And that's all it takes to style a page. Now I'll give you another example. Let's grab the H1 element and let's type in color red. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back into my browser. Right here I'm going to hit refresh. And now you can see this is the H1 tag. Okay, so if we go back here again and we do H3 and I do comma H5 comma H6 and then do the left curly brace and do color lime and save that, right click and open in the browser, you're going to see that it's grabbing those elements. So we're basically telling the HTML, if you find an H3, an H5, or an H6, give it the color or the property of lime. Okay, and it's the same with the body. Anything in the body, give it a background of black. Okay, so it's a great tool to use for that. So I'm going to keep this in there. I'm going to change the background to gray. Okay, let's right click and open in the browser. And there you go, we can still see all the content. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Sublime. And that's the style tag. So now what I'm going to show you is semantic code, which is what I was talking about earlier. And let me go into the browser real quick and I'll show you again. So this header, we're going to make the header right now. So let's do that. I'm going to do that right now. And we're going to basically go off of this and make the same exact thing. Okay. So right here, I'm going to hit return twice. I'm going to comment this out. This is the header tag. Okay, and we're going to do header. Okay, and we'll do an H1. This is inside the header tag. We'll right click, open in the browser, and you can see that this is inside the header. Okay, now let's give the header a background. Okay, so I'm going to do header, background, black, We'll save that, right click, open in the browser. And so this is the header. Okay, so now I can kind of outline it for you a little bit. I'm going to go back in here now, and we're going to do the main tag. And the main tag is, it specifies the main content of the document. So we're going to do, this is the main tag. Okay, and we're going to do main. Okay, and inside of there, we're going to do a section, an article, and an aside. So let's do section. We'll comment this out. This is a section tag. Okay. And we'll put an H2 in there. This is inside the section tag. Okay. And then we'll do an article inside of the section. And let's do a paragraph. There we go. I don't want to capitalize it. This is a paragraph inside the article tag. Okay, there we go. We'll save that. And then aside will be outside of this section. So let's comment out the article tag real quick just so we know where everything is. This is the article tag. And this is a H2 tag. Okay. And so outside of the section, we're going to comment it out first. This is an aside tag. Okay, and we'll do left bracket aside. And we're going to type in H6. This is an aside tag. Okay. Okay, so let's save that. Let's open in the browser. And there you go. So you can see that it doesn't look anything like this because we're not styling it. So it's just, for right now, it's just a block element. But when we give it CSS, then it will expand itself to more interesting things. So the next thing that I want to show you is the nav tag. Okay, so the nav tag is very important because the nav tag will give you the ability to make a navigation. And so we're going to give this an anchor with an href of hashtag, which means it's a dead link, and we'll call this link 1. And let's comment this out. Whoop. This is the nav tag. Okay, and then we'll do another one, href hashtag link 2. Right click, open in the browser, and you can see that this is the nav right here. Okay, so you get an idea that these tags all work together. They're all block elements, and it makes it extremely easy to create interesting things. It gives you the ability to create websites easily. Okay, so we've gone over style, header, main, section, article, aside. Now we're going to do div and span, and we also went over nav. We're going to go over footer, span, and div next. So let's go back into Sublime, and I'm going to make a div tag. So we're going to go outside of the main, and we're going to type in, we're going to comment this out first. This is a div tag. Okay, so I'll close that, and then we'll put a paragraph inside of there. This is a paragraph inside a div tag. Save that, right click, open in the browser, and this is a paragraph inside a div tag right there. Okay, now I'm going to go over the span tag. So the span tag you can put inside another element. Okay, so I'll show you how that works right here. We'll open that in the browser. And what that will give you the ability to do is if we went back into Sublime and I went up to our styling, our CSS, type in span, give it a color of red. Actually, let's do like yellow. Okay, right click, open in the browser, and that's what you can use the span for, and other things as well, but I was able to change the color of this. Now another way to do that is we can give all these elements an ID or a class. So an ID looks like this. Not like that, sorry. If we wanted to make an ID, let's give the button an ID. You'd hit space, type ID, equals, and then you'd type in the ID. So let's call this button 1. Okay, now if we went to the top of the page and we wanted to add this, we could do hashtag button 1 and we could do background black. We'll save that, right click, open in the browser, and now our button is black because what we did was we gave it an ID. So we were able to give it an ID of button 1. Okay, now if we wanted to give a class, you type in class equals, and then you'd type in list, for example. And with a class, you can give it to multiple elements. So you can give this to every LI on the page. So we could do class equals list, and then do class equals list. And what you can do, we're going to open in the browser first, is we can right click and we can inspect this with Google Chrome, and we can go in and we can find the list right here. I'm going to click the plus sign here, and it's going to be li.list. Now, why is it a dot? Well, the reason it's a dot is that's the extension for a class. So we would do, so for the class, it would be this, li.list. And let's do a color of pink. Something ridiculous so that it'll pop. There you go. Now, we can also give it a background of black to give it a little contrast. So let's do background black. We'll Control S to save that, right click, open in the browser, and now our LI is pink with a black background. So we've went over a lot of stuff in this course so far, but in this particular video we learned the most important things about styles and semantics, and now I'm going to show you a couple more tags here. We're going to go over details, dialogue, summary, and data. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type all 4 of these out. So let's comment it out first. So let's do, this is the details tag. Okay, and let's type in details. This is some detail. Okay, let's right click, open that in the browser. There you go, details. So when you click on it, this is some detail. Alright, so that's the details tag. We're also going to do the dialogue tag, so let's do that right below. This is the dialogue tag. Okay, so we'll do this is a dialog. Okay, we'll right click, open that in the browser. And the point of a dialog tag, it defines a dialog box or window. Okay, so it isn't going to show anything. Okay, so let me show you an example of that. So let's go to w3schools.com. Let's go up to, let's see, where was this at? This was in HTML tags. So let's go to tags, tag list. There you go. Let's go to dialog right here. So I'll show you an example so you can see what it looks like. You need to have this is an open dialog window. Okay, so dialog open. Okay, so let's try that. There you go. This is the dialog. So that's the nice thing about using w3schools.com. If you have a question or you don't know how to do something, go to their website. They have a lot of information on there about HTML and any other languages that you are studying as well. Okay? So that's the dialog tag. Now what I'm going to do is we're going to go over the summary tag. And let's type in summary. And I'm going to comment this out. This is the summary tag. Okay? So this is my summary. I'm going to save that, right click, open in the browser, and this is my summary. So it just gives you a summary of, it should look like this. Let me go to W3 Schools again, and it will look just like this summary element is not supported. Okay, but why are you showing me that? Huh. Okay, so the summary tag is new. It should be the first child element of the details element. Let me see here. So the summary tag defines a visible heading for the details element. The heading can be clicked to view and hide the details. Okay. So that's what it is. Now there you go. It did work because it's below the this is my detail. So this works hand in hand with the details tag. Okay. All right, so we have one more tag to do. So let's go back into Sublime, and I'm going to comment this out. And this is the data. This is the data tag. Okay, I'm going to save that, and let's type in data. Oh, not a question mark. This is my data. Okay, we'll save that, right click, open in the browser. This is my data. There it is. Now I'm going to go to W3 Schools again, and we're going to look at what it actually is supposed to do so that we can kind of see. I got you. Okay, so it's supposed to, the following example displays product names but also associates each name with a product number. So if you give it a number, data value equals, and then you give it a value, it associates with that value. So if you were to call this into a MySQL database, you would be able to call this from the number. It's like giving it an ID or a class. You can call that number and it will find this data, the cherry tomato, the beef tomato, and the snack tomato. Okay? So in the next video, we're going to go over formatting. All right, I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.